Good morning, heart and soul. Thank you for being with us this final Sunday of Black History Month, and thank you for tuning in or for allowing us to be a part of your brunch time, maybe? Who knows? But whatever the situation or circumstance, thank you for being a part of our community this morning. I received from somewhere on my mailing list a Black History focused group email that was acknowledging 100 years of Black History Month. Not so. I'm sorry. I forgot. Not so at all. Dr. Carter G. Woodson began Black History Week in 1926, 100 years ago. And we did 1 week each year of Black history until 1976, 50 years. Now, I'm not mad about that. I just want us to keep it straight. Yes? So it's 100 years ago that Dr. Carter G. Woodson initiated Black History Week. We did Black History Week for 50 years. And then President Gerald Ford agreed to make it official for the U.S. that it would be Black History Month. So just for clarity, that's my point right now, is let's just keep it straight. 50 years of the week, 50 years of the month, and who knows? Because the truth is that Black history is, we say American history, but it's world history. It's world history. So in truth, 365 days. 24/7, 365 of Black history, just infusing this gaze. Does it make sense if I say it that way? Just having it be all right, having it be right to have an African American gaze legitimately as we look at world history. All right, so just public service announcement. So just reminding you that our Black History celebration next Sunday, March 1st, will be quilting. And so they're asking that you RSVP, and so there's a QR code, yes, a QR code. There's also the link there. I'm reinforcing it. I know y'all already heard about it, but you probably haven't RSVP'd even as you're thinking about the little piece of cloth that you're going to bring. So I'm just asking you so that they can be prepared and be set up for you, yes? Don't keep that, don't allow that to keep you away, and support us in our planning and our preparation, yes? So it's an afternoon of quilting. It's our way of acknowledging the importance, that important role that quilts have played in our history. As the collective history, you know, it had a key role in the Underground Railroad, but also in our families. Our family stories are there, and we're wanting to have a heart and soul family story. So come be a part of the Sunday afternoon quilting, yes? Yes. So look, one of the things that I love about Black history, because we have not yet begun to focus on it, lift it up 365 days a year. And so I often kind of feel like, you know, it's featured in my book and in my talks, but I often feel in Black history like I'm rushing, trying to get, especially on the last Sunday, I feel like I'm trying to cram in a little more than, so today is that day. So look, today is that day, let me just confess. So look, I want to lift up for you Barbara Higgins Bond. I did not know, I'm just meeting her last week. Not in person, but through my research. What often happens is I love the research that Black history calls me to. I love getting in there. And what happens is someone is revealed to me, or I start out with someone in mind, and then I end up someplace else. Well, this is how this happens, but we're going to begin with where I ended up. Barbara Higgins Bond is an artist, an illustrator, and she's alive today. Born in 1951, and her most important works have chronicled the history and struggles of African Americans. So as a pioneer freelance artist, some of us remember in the 1970s, Anheuser-Busch had a campaign of the great kings and queens of Africa. Well, she's the only artist who did 3 of those. Yes, and so I want to just acknowledge that. But the way I came to her is there was someone I wanted to share with you today who has a U.S. postage stamp. Well, I didn't know that she was the illustrator for that stamp. So I'm like, I can't just talk about the stamp and not talk about the illustrator of the stamp. So come to find out, the first of her 3 Black Heritage stamp illustrations. One is Jan Matzinger, and the inventor of the shoe lasting machine that revolutionized shoe manufacturing. The next year, she illustrated the W.E.B. Du Bois stamp commemorating the life of the historian and civil rights activist. And in 1993, she illustrated a stamp honoring the research chemist Percy L. Julian. So her series is the longest, the Black Heritage Stamp Series is the longest running commemorative series in U.S. history. And in 2001, she illustrated 4 stamps for the United Nations Postal Administration on endangered species. So she is about it, and I wanted to lift her up as a part of this process. So I also want you to, as you can see, the W.E.B. Du Bois stamp that she did, and then she also did the Percy Levon Julian. And because I did not know about him, I want to share. Does anybody here already know about Dr. Julian? Okay, not surprised at all. But for the rest of us, let me just say, not at all, yes, ma'am. But for the rest of us, I want to honor that. So his stamp was from 1993, but the reason he has a stamp is he's a chemist and one of the first African Americans to receive a doctorate in chemistry, and the first to be inducted in the National Academy of Sciences. He owned more than 100 chemical patents and was a pioneer in chemical synthesis of drugs used in medicine. So I want to lift up that last Wednesday, IJ had a focus session on the importance of our awareness of medical science and, well, health, period, full stop, and how it intersects medical science. And so it's what occurred to me in this research, what was revealed to me, is how little we often know about the origin of key aspects of our own living. And it's intentional. Okay, let me go and tell you about the man, because I realized that there was another whole thing. Whoa, horses, I'm not going that way. I'm doing this little thing right here. Oh, I'm glad I had these notes, because I almost left here and went somewhere else. Okay, look, so he was the son of a railway mail clerk, the oldest of 6 children. He went to DePaul University in Greencastle, Indiana, but he wasn't allowed to live in the dormitory. What I noticed in his story is he was forever making it work. You know, coming to the stop sign that was placed there to prevent him from moving forward, and just figured out another way. So he eventually found work doing odd jobs at a fraternity house where he could live in the attic. He graduated as valedictorian in 1920. So, you know, some of us would offer, well, I had to live in the attic, I was working, I was all the things, and that's why I did poorly. But he's representation of none of that stopped him. Graduated as valedictorian at an institution where he couldn't even live in the dormitory. So what that says to me, having lived in this skin my whole life, is that there was no way to avoid him being declared valedictorian. Okay, y'all understand what I'm saying? Because if they're not letting you live there, and they're barely letting you be included, then they're not inclined to declare you the one unless it cannot be denied. I just needed to make that crystal clear to us. He worked as a chemistry teacher at Fisk, and he received a Rockefeller Foundation fellowship to complete his graduate work at the University of Vienna. He wanted to do his master's and PhD, but that was, at this point, it was not allowed. In the places where he was trying to go, he could not do that level of higher education, and so he went to Vienna, and he earned his PhD in 1931. He was the 3rd African American to earn a PhD in chemistry. He specialized in isolating proteins from soybeans for steroids and other uses. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody about what he was doing. So he taught at Howard University and then went back to his alma mater, DePaul. And while there teaching organic chemistry, he completed the total synthesis of something I cannot pronounce, an alkaloid found in the African calabar bean. Now, What I read did not say it was African, but I know that it is. So it's a bean from Africa that he's using to synthesize this particular chemical compound. He confirmed its structural formula and melting point and hoped to use it to synthesize human steroidal hormones. Okay. He developed yes, come on now, church. He developed a firefighting foam used by sailors during World War II. He oversaw the construction of the world's first plants to produce industrial-grade isolated soy protein from oil-free soybean meal. This protein was an affordable replacement for milk casein and could be used for coating paper, glue, and water-based paints. Somebody needs to say he was a bad mamma jamma. During World War II, Julian's work with soy protein led to the development of Earl foam, the U.S. Navy's firefighting bean soup, they called it. The soy protein form was used to put out oil and gasoline fires on ships and was credited with saving the lives of thousands of sailors and pilots. So look, there is Black History Week, month, year empowers us to ensure that we don't sleep on this. Because when I think about and I'm just giving you highlights. Y'all need to look at, I'm giving y'all assignments. Do your research. Because I'm just giving you highlights. There's an aspect of my being that says there's no way we shouldn't know. Now, you might not, as I started talking about him, you might say, oh, that's right. I forgot his name. But instead, many of us have no idea. And come on, Dr. Carter G. Woodson. This is what we're healing. This is why we take the time. This is why we make the focus to ensure that we have this information. Because as much as hormones are in the news, or at least on our radar, as I scan the group, on our radar for all the right reasons, we have not been empowered to make the connection about the origin of it. So, his work drastically reduced the cost of several medicines. Also up in the news headlines right now, yes? Yes, but this is information we need to have. In 1949, he developed an improved process for creating cortisone, which was used to treat rheumatoid arthritis. So he worked for Glidden, the drug company, in 1953, and he left in 1953, to form his own company, Julian Laboratories. The company specialized in synthesizing steroids from Mexican yams. Y'all need to hear watch the thread here of how he's working from the root. Yes? Okay. He's using Mexican yams, which help to lower the cost of steroids and make several medicines more widely available. So if you study his story, you find that that you then had big companies try to go around to monopolize that market. So there came a point where he couldn't even get the Mexican yam. But I don't want you to worry. Do not be concerned about that because he went to Guatemala. You better ask somebody, church. What I'm talking about here is us. I'm sharing this because there's that in us that feels like, what? They cut off that road? Okay, then we can't do it. But I'm wanting you to think about Dr. Julian in that moment and realize and think, well, when they monopolized his access to the Mexican yam, he did his research and ended up in Guatemala to do it. Look, so he moved his family to Chicago suburb of Oak Park in 1950, becoming the first African-American family to reside in that neighborhood. I'm looking at my Chicago-based friend who knows that the rest of that story is frightening, because before they moved in, they firebombed the house. And then once they did move in, they then attacked it with dynamite that next year. So they were in there about maybe 6 months. The attacks galvanized the community, and a community group was formed to support the family in being there. His son later recounted that during those times, he and his father often kept watch over the family's property by sitting on the front porch with a shotgun. You got to do what you got to do. He was a pioneer in chemical research, so I want to bring this home. He sold his company in 1961, so he became one of the first millionaires as well. And he founded Julian Associates and Julian Research Institute, which he oversaw until his death from liver cancer in April of 1975. Let's just take a breath. Yeah, I was trying to move fast, so I would take just another moment to tell you a little bit about this. No, I'm not. I'm just going to show you the third stamp. And this 29-cent stamp that, there you go, is honoring Matzlinger, it was issued in 1991 in Lynn, Massachusetts. It's designed by Barbara Higgins, and he is, well, we have a video. So I'm going to play the video for you so you can hear his story, and I can lower my heartbeat. Because I didn't work myself up into a little froth up here. So, yes. And then after that, we're going to hear from Takia Franklin and Dr. Valerie. Yes? Yes. Earl. And so this is essential. Here you go.
Jan Ernst Matzeliger was born in 1852 in Dutch Guiana, present-day Suriname. From a young age, he showed a remarkable aptitude for understanding and working with machines. His father, Ernst Karl Matzeliger Jr., was a third-generation Dutchman of German heritage residing in Paramaribo, the capital of Dutch Guiana. He owned and ran the colonial shipworks, a family business for 3 generations. His mother, of African descent, was a house slave on a plantation his father briefly owned. At 10, Jan Matzeliger began an apprenticeship at the colonial shipworks in Paramaribo, showing a natural talent for machinery and mechanics. At the age of 19, he left Dutch Guiana, working as a mechanic on a Dutch East Indies merchant vessel for several years before settling in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where he first encountered the shoe trade. The city was alive with the sounds of machinery and the hustle and bustle of factory workers. Immigrants from all over the world flocked to this city in search of work. They brought with them diverse skills and dreams, contributing to the vibrant community. Matzeliger was one of them. He was determined to make a name for himself in this new land. By 1877, having learned sufficient English, Dutch being his mother tongue, he moved to Lynn, Massachusetts to pursue his interest in the shoe industry. He eventually found employment at the Harney Brothers Shoe Factory. The work was demanding, but Matzeliger was undeterred. He observed the intricacies of the lasting process and quickly grasped the challenges and limitations of hand lasting. This process was labor-intensive and time-consuming. Recognizing the need for a better way, he was inspired by the machinery he had encountered in his youth. He believed that there had to be a more efficient method. Matzeliger set his mind on creating a machine that could automate the lasting process. He envisioned a device that could perform the work of skilled handlasters, revolutionizing the shoemaking industry. His innovative spirit drove him to sketch out designs and conceptualize new mechanisms. He spent countless hours tinkering and experimenting in his spare time. His dedication and perseverance were unwavering as he worked tirelessly to bring his vision to life. Driven by his vision and fueled by his determination, Matzeliger dedicated himself to finding a solution to the lasting problem. He spent countless evenings and weekends in his workshop, tirelessly experimenting with different mechanisms and designs. He faced numerous setbacks and disappointments along the way, poring over mechanical drawings and meticulously crafting prototypes out of wood and metal. He relentlessly tested and refined his ideas, often working late into the night, fueled by a belief in his vision. He knew that success would be transformative. After several years of experimentation and development, he finally succeeded in creating a working model in 1883. His invention was a marvel of engineering, ingeniously replicating the complex movements of a human hand laster. It used a system of cams, levers, and rollers to automate the lasting process. The machine's operation was both elegant and efficient. His shoe-lasting machine could produce between 150 to 700 pairs of shoes per day, a vast improvement over the manual process, which only allowed a hand laster to produce about 50 pairs of shoes in a day. The introduction of Matzeliger's shoe-lasting machine had a great impact on the shoe industry. It drastically reduced the cost of manufacturing shoes, making them more affordable and accessible to the general public. This invention also helped standardize shoe production, leading to the modern mass production techniques we see today. Despite the significance of his invention, Matzeliger did not live to see its full impact. He died at the young age of 36 on the 24th of August, 1889 from tuberculosis. However, his invention left a lasting legacy, and he is remembered as a pioneering African-American inventor who overcame significant challenges to make a substantial contribution to the industrial world. In recognition of his achievements, Matzeliger was posthumously honored with a U.S. postage stamp in 1991 as part of the Black Heritage Series. His work continues to be celebrated for its transformative impact on the shoe industry and its role in the broader history of industrial innovation.
Y'all can rock with us like this. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. While I'm on this tedious journey, Lord, I want you to walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me, yes. While I'm on this, oh, tedious journey, Lord, I need you to walk with me, Lord. Walk with me.
of Takia Franklin. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Dr. Valerie Joy Fitmont on piano. Girl, you better play. You better play. That is, I just want to thank you for saying yes to presenting that particular song, one of my favorites. And I was a little concerned about thinking we might need some additional instrumentation, but baby, well, I was all out of order. All out of order. You better handle your business. Yes. So look, walk with me. There's a part of me who feels like another few bars, you know? Oh my goodness. Just the power of where we are right now. And if I were to tell the whole truth, it's the power of where we are in any given moment. I think one of the reasons I have so much fun doing the research and kind of unearthing those and revisiting the folks who are well known, Mother Harriet, I'm talking about you, and is because I'm inspired. The daily life to life. Because the only experience I've had this lifetime as a black female, I only can speak from that. And the challenges, just of my personal journey, just family of origin, whatever I would name or number as relevant to my specific circumstances and the route that I have taken, the road I've taken to this exact spot. What I realize is that there are two main components, two main influencers, if you will, that I engage. Spiritual principle and models. That I would say of how they got over. Because there have been enough times in my life when I wasn't sure I could get over. Whatever the situation, the circumstance, the challenge was, it felt insurmountable. And there were those times when, on the continuum of being tempted to give up, to giving up. And part of that give up that I've shared with you, because I'm someone who as a young person attempted suicide, that energetic presence that led to that was a sense that it would never get better. That whatever it was that I delineated was going on that was so hard, so difficult, I put a sticker on it and it's always going to be like this or worse. And I'm grateful to know today that that's not so. Because whatever was really was. I mean, I really was there. I really was having that experience. I really was in reaction to that experience. And more decades than I'm going to number right now, later, I'm able to tell you it gets better. It got better. And it didn't get better because I'm special, although. But that's not why I got better. It didn't get better because of any of the things that we might think we're missing. I would say simply, just in this moment, it got better because I was willing to have it get better. And not an in-passing willingness. I was willing to, and anyone and everyone who has transformed their lives in whatever way. It was this way, and now it isn't. Went through that process of choosing to have it be different. So you know that this year, every year we choose some years we just keep reading what we read last year. Sometimes it gets a little good to us and we just keep on going with it. This year, we have started for the first time the year of the pivot year. And the byline for the title is 365 days to become the person you truly want to be. And so when we began the year, we began by affirming that. And so today, I'm saying that we've used up some of the days. And so now we have 312 days to become the person we truly want to be this year. And then next year, you'll again choose. You know, that presumes that on January 1st of 2027, you draw breath. But if you do, then there's an expectation on your life. There's an expectation that you will show up and be. Come on, Mother Harriet, help us out with this notion. That if we draw breath on any given day, it is evidence that something more is required of us. Does that make sense? So if something more is required of us, I love that we're playing with Brianna Wies's work because it supports us in the intersection of principle and action. So every Sunday, we share the theme, the CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living theme for the month. We are an affiliated center with Centers for Spiritual Living. And the theme for this month, the theme for this month is Embracing the Edge. And the affirmation that we affirmed earlier is what? I lean into the sacred unknown. Let's pause for a second because I'm wanting you to bring Mother Harriet to mind. As we affirm, we're leaning into the sacred unknown. She's like saying, yeah, I got you. See, you talking about something I know about here, leaning into the sacred unknown. Yes? Yes? With what? Courage, curiosity, and compassion. We have just described what I hold on in my heart as Mother Harriet. Leaning into the sacred unknown. This is where I want us as a come from. Is an attitude of awareness as we move into this, yes? So, what I'm working with right now are days 52, 53, 54. The way Brianna Wies has it set up is she has simply numbered the days. So that would have been, I think today is 53. Today is 53. And so I'm talking about yesterday, today, and tomorrow if you're doing the daily read. So I'm calling it once again 3 movements. The first is around loss. Not everything you lose is a loss. Come on, I need you to go with me. Not everything you lose is a loss. You may be acting like it is. You may be stretched out in fetal position. Well, those two don't quite. You may be stretched out or in fetal position. Acting as if whatever you lost is a loss. Here's what I want you to know, at least for me. This is the understanding that I am calling into being. Now, let me just remind you, this is not a mountaintop teaching. This is me doing the work on mic. That's essentially all you got here. So the idea is that so there's something that you lost, but in every loss, there's still something. So what was left is not a mistake. Work with the awareness of what is this that's left? And what is this for me? There's always something that's still there. If you're still drawing breath, there's something, yes? Okay. Movement 2, permission. Permission for you to know that nothing is wrong with you. Because sometimes that's the first place some of us go. It's my fault, there's something wrong with me. Come on, Mother Harriet. It simply is an awareness that we must continue. What you're feeling is not a flaw in you. And the third movement is purpose. If you're drawing breath, you have a purpose, and the call is on your life to fulfill it, or to at least engage it. Yes? You will not feel settled until you become who you came to be. Now, I know that we want to reverse that. I want to feel settled, and then I'm going to go do. That ain't the way it works. There's the discomfort. There's the whatever comes with that, of the feeling of what did we start with? The leaning into the sacred unknown. Who's comfortable with that? None of us are. And yet the call on our lives, collectively and individually, is to lean into it, because none of us has yet seen tomorrow. So if we just start there, not the rest of your life, not the rest of this year, not the rest of this month even. It's leaning into the sacred unknown. With what? Courage? A willingness, compassion? Yes? And so there's what's stirring inside of you is your assignment. And there's no asterisk that says, and you'll recognize it because you'll like it. Or it'll be easy for you. It will be what you've always done. It will just, There's no asterisk that gives you none of that. It may scare you spitless. There have been those times that I've come to you, meaning to come up here to bring them the message, and my knees were literally knocking, and I could feel because I stuttered and had a speech impediment as a youngster, there's this thing that I recognize that precedes stuttering now, and it only shows up, oh God, I didn't know that, when I'm in resistance. I'm gonna need my journal. I'm gonna feel like, excuse me, while I go, I need to go over here and just journal a little bit. I'll be right back. Oh my God. Because there's a level of anxiety that I'm aware of, and I can feel my resistance to leaning in. And I'm like, rather than walk with me, Lord, I'm like, no, don't make me do this. Not like hold my hand, it's like let go of me. Don't make me go that way. And so when I have that going on, see, y'all don't know what this is for me. Okay, let me just try to get to something, because we didn't come here to process me. Ooh, Lord. Well, maybe we did, huh? Maybe that's our mission and purpose this morning. Oh, Lord. Oh, walk with me, Lord. Look, and wait. That part of the song that says, while I'm on this tedious journey, Lord. And I'm not clear that we all understand what tedious is. Okay, slow down, Andriette. It brings a meaning, a sense of the mundane. It has a sense of boredom to it. It's like, I've been doing this. And this is how I sense that we lean into having a sense of this is a teacher's journey. It's our call to say, I've been on this for way too long. By my self-assessment. I'm going to need a change here. While I'm on this journey, walk with me. Because I'm tired of not getting the promotion. I'm tired of being passed over. I'm tired of my financial situation. I'm tired of the prognosis. I'm tired of whenever they say that this is what folks of African origin go through, high blood pressure and sugar and blah, blah, blah. But I'm tired of being on that spectrum. I'm tired of that being the perception widely held, and I'm tired of having that as my own experience, my own story. I'm tired of my story, Lord. So that's what it's that place of irritation. It's that place of annoyance that's born out of the weariness. The weariness of, I've been doing this for as long as I can imagine. As long as I can remember, I've been at odds with this. I've been showing up. I've been changing my voice. Been code switching when I call the company. Walk with me, Lord. Looking at what's offered us by Brianna Weiss over these 3 days that I'm bringing before us, is I have a sense that she's telling us that we are always in the presence of a miracle in disguise. This notion that not everything you lose is a loss. That some things are liberation. Some things are liberation. And you wouldn't be liberated if it had gone the way you wanted it to go. If you had been able to keep what you were holding on to, you would never have been on this liberated path. You would never have been set free, in a sense. Does this make sense? What if it didn't leave you, it freed you? Just what if? What if? Just for drill. What if it didn't leave you as in abandoned you? What if it set you free? Just what if? Come on now. There's also this notion that I sense in her writings for this period of divine intervention. That maybe it wasn't the chaos that we put on the Post-it to label it. Maybe it was correction. Maybe it was showing you something different about it. If you could pause to look at it with greater discernment. What if what you thought was disruption was divine redirection? What if I'm just kind of rocking this a little bit to see if we can't take something new, something different out of it, see if we can't give it new meaning, because once we've given it new meaning, think about the folks we started out talking about as we were lifting up Black history. Unstoppable. Yes, not perfect. They're not, none of that, but I'm saying there's something here for us. There's something here for us at the level of attitude, at the level of how we will discern and distinguish what is happening here. Because what we call a thing is that thing for us. Now, you're calling it a thing. Don't make it a thing for me until I come and agree with you. So you could have the thing labeled over here something else, and the same thing, you could label it something else, and you'd label it something else. None of which has anything to do with me until I agree with some of y'all. And in that moment, it begins to form in my life from that awareness, because that's how life gets to be the way it is. It's through our awareness. The more limited that is, the more limited the experience. The broader the experience. The more options, so to speak. Yes? And in all of these examples, folks saw themselves having options that had you been coaching them. I'm just saying, if we had been coaching any of those folks, we may have told them, no, it's always been like this. I don't know why you wasting your time and energy wearing yourself out. Just go on over there, Mother Harriet, and sit down over there. We're going to try to get you some help for your little seizures. Not her vision, though, yes? She's like, no, I'm not. When you get back, I ain't going to be here. Because I have a different vision and a sense of what my limitations are and are not. Come on now, let's do this. Nothing is wrong with you. Would it be all right if we affirm that? Because it got mighty quiet in here. But I'm going to ask us to affirm it in first person. Nothing is wrong with me. Let's say it again. Nothing is wrong with me. You see, you are not supposed to have all of the answers. Now, I know that busts somebody who, because you answer girl, answer guy, answer them. But you're not supposed to have all of the answers. All of the answers are not supposed to be revealed to any of us until they need to be revealed. And growth includes some doubt. What if you are not defective? No matter who might have implied it, including you. What if instead of what we have discerned or labeled defective, what if you're developing? What if you just in your process? And not defective. You think about a little one learning to walk. They almost seem crippled. With those first experiences, yes. What if we just said, oh no, this child is crippled, they can't walk? Because early on with this, like, just sit them down somewhere. Because let them crawl, because they were crawling fine. But don't have them go through this. This is too hard for all of us. It's hard for them. It's hard for me to watch them fall down. Now, when I say it like that, it doesn't make any sense. You're like, stop. That doesn't make any sense. But I'm wanting you to know that this is how we're living. We're living in it's embarrassing to fall down. So I'm going to stop walking so I don't have any chance of stumbling. I mean, when I say it out loud, you're like, no, I would never do that. Well, let's play the video. We could catch any one of us in a moment of deciding we're not going to walk no more. We're not going to love no more. We're not going to trust anymore. Because what? We tried it once. Twice, actually. And now we're done. Rather than realizing that this is a part of our development. Ooh, come on now. Confusion is curriculum. You better ask somebody, y'all. Come on now. Confusion, the confusion that you are caught up in is, in fact, your curriculum. Personalized in that way. What you are confused by is set up for you, your specific curriculum, your unique and specific curriculum to work that out. Yes? It's not condemnation. You're in training, not in trouble. Yes, yes, yes. So look, your gift is your assignment. And you will not feel settled until you have done what you have come here to do. You will not feel settled until your gift becomes an offering. Who you are and what you bring everywhere you go. I remember going places, whatever it was, some gathering. I remember being in large group gatherings, sitting next to my mother. And there'd be an opportunity to stand or go up and ask the question or answer the question or say something. And I'd be, if you know me, I can be quiet for long stretches of time. When it's not my job to be up there. Well, it wasn't my job to be up there. But my mother's practice was to just do this. And I'd be like, no, they don't. She said, this is your gift. And I'm like, but they didn't ask me. They're not looking for me. They don't even know I'm here. And she's like, well, yeah, that's the point. You need to just go. And she, no, if I'd go. And then Spirit would do what Spirit has always done, and it would be that. And then I'd have to make my way back, because as the kind of extreme introvert that I can be, it's not easy for me. This is easier because I've signed up for it very specifically. But in life, I have not signed up for it. And so I'm less inclined to offer that everywhere. I can sit in the group and just be in the group. Because I represent y'all, I try to talk myself into representing y'all. And not just sitting there like I'm not really in the room. So, look, until you have reached into yourself, Brianna Weiss says, and pulled out the most glimmering thing about you and held it up for the world to see. Until you've made your gift into an offering, seek the radiating fullness of life devoted to that which you alone are most suited, what you alone are destined to complete. There is that if you don't be it, don't do it, it won't happen. Thank you, Mother Harriet, for illuminating that for us, because there is no one who did what Mother Harriet has done. So if you take her out of the equation, that gets undone. Now, there were other people who were leaving and leading others to freedom, but there weren't 2, 3, 4, 5 Mother Harriets. They were doing them. And the calling on my life, your life, is to be you, to bring it. So look, here's the flip side of that, in a sense, or what's also present simultaneously at the same time, is that we tend to feel restless when our gifts are unused. You're not going to have any peace. Ask me how I know, except don't. Because potential creates an internal pressure. So you're not going to be comfortable just living, declaring your potential to people or sharing that. The unused capacity shows up as anxiety. Walk with me, Lord, while I'm on this tedious journey, while I'm judging my life so far. Walk with me, hold my hand, talk to me. Suppressed brilliance becomes frustration. get the vision, and then decide, I ain't doing that, you will be worn out. Now look, here's the other side, the other part to this. Your physical health and well-being, your mental health and well-being, your emotional health and well-being will be sacrificed to that resistance. If I were to pass the mic around, so many of us could give testimony around how we got the clear insight around who we are to be and how we are to be, and how we ran from it, ducked it, dodged it, and how the quality of our life and living took a hit while we were in resistance to divine guidance. This could be the opportunity to let that go. To acknowledge that you will not feel settled until what is within you has blessed something beyond you. You will not feel settled. Is it up there? Yes. You will not feel settled until that, and it's foolish. Once you understand this, it's foolish to think you can feel settled while you resist the calling on your life. You're not supposed to get comfortable in that. There's going to be a step. My mama's coming for you. You go feel that and be like, oh, I want to sleep in. Whatever it is. Yes. Ooh, and I didn't like that at all. But I knew there wasn't nothing I could tell her about it. And so I just sulked about it. But look, would it be, I'm not going to ask y'all, I'm just going to do it. Look, I'm going to invite you to simply allow your eyelids to close. And just take a gentle breath in and then exhale. And as you take another breath in and exhale, allow that exhale to be the opening so that you can take this to heart. Hear these words as if your inner awareness is speaking to you. There is nothing wrong with you. Nothing missing, nothing misplaced. Whatever left your life made room. What unsettles you is shaping you. What stirs within you is holy. You do not have to force your becoming. You cannot force your becoming. You have only to trust it. And when the time is right, you will make your gift an offering. Not from pressure, not from performance. You will make your gift an offering from love. Take a breath. Bless what has fallen away. Honor the questions still forming. Trust the quiet work unfolding within, through, and as you. You are not broken. You are being shaped. You are being prepared. You are becoming. The Spirit within you knows how. Please take a breath. And on the exhale, we simply say, and so it is. Keep your eyes on the prize. In this process, the key is to hold on to the truth, to hold on to the light, to hold on to love. Keep your eye on the prize.
Paul and Silas were bound in jail, had no money for to go their bail. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Paul and Silas began to shout. Doors popped open and they walked out. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Well, the only chains that we can stand are the chains of hand in hand. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. I got my hand on the freedom plow. Wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Oh, keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Well, the only chains that we can stand are the chains of hand in hand. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Got my hand on the freedom plow. Wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Oh, keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Well, the only thing we did wrong, fear stayed with us way too long. Oh, keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Oh, keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Hold